Oh shit. Alright, so today's video. A lot of things for today's video. Well, just a quick update real quick before we get into the meat of it all. New backdrop! Hey, look at it! Doesn't it look so much better? No, a lot of shit's happened since the beginning of July. Shit that I don't really want to go into. That involved me moving a lot of shit in a very limited amount of time. That it got really stressful really fast. So, couldn't make a video last week. I'm sorry. Here's an extra long one to compensate for it. If you're wondering why the Thors, just saw the new Thor movie last night, thought they looked cool. Figured I'd stick them up. But they are not the focus of today's video. No, not the Thors. Today, we are doing something similar to 10 bots, 10 shots. Except I'm not taking any shots. I'm coming into this pre-hammered. Thor pun, get it? Hammered? Yeah. So anyway, I got a box full of Transformers next to me. They were all sent to me here last week, but they were sent to me by my Uncle Shannon. So Shannon, shout out to you, man. I love you. I can't thank you enough for these. I spent hours just messing with them. So yeah, dude, seriously, I can't thank you enough. But gonna get my little mini-me out of the way. But, not all of them come from him. I did choose a few from my collection that I haven't already had in a video yet. So I'm going to preemptively move this up. Alright, so I do want you to remember that I am doing all of this not sober. Instead of taking a shot every single time I review something, I just got drunk beforehand and figured I'd do this drunk. So, yeah. Anyway, we do have our first lad today. And it is the Netflix Soundwave, if he wants to stand up. I think this is the Netflix. It could be the Earthrise. I know it's not the Legacy. All I know is that he turns into a tape deck. Shannon, I'm sorry. I failed you. Don't be mad at me. Anyway, so this guy is freaking great. Posability's awesome. You can get his arm. You can actually get his arm up to where he's pressing his own button to open his tape deck, which is really cool. Tape does come out. We'll go over him in a second. But we're going to take a look at this guy first. Go over painting and sculpting real quick. I do have 10 of these, so I do want to get through this really quickly. But painting and sculpting on this guy is awesome. The lines are all really clean. Decepticon badge, really nice on there. Love all the sculpted in detail on like the arms and the legs and just everything's really, really nice. He's not even all that hollow. His only really hollow bits are actually, yeah, in his arms. He's got a little bit in the back of his legs, but really it's only in his arms, and those fold up for transformation. But we're going to get into transformation in a second. We're going to go into posability. Head swivels, full 360. Left and right rocker. Beautiful sculpt on that head. Love the light piping on this. I might repaint it sometime, but for now, that's completely doing it for me. full 90 at the shoulder. If you flip it upside down, you can actually fake it for more. And then he does have a bicep swivel and a double jointed elbow where he can go over 90, which is very rare on a transformer. And then his wrists fold in due to transformation like that. Moving down, he does have a... Get his hand back out. He does have a waist swivel, which is really nice. Go all the way around. It's not loose either. Legs can go, if you move that up, can go forward all the way. Move that back. Bend at the knee, full 90. He can go back not super far, but that's okay. And then moving down to the ankles, no forward and backwards, but he does have a really tight, very slight ankle pivot. So posability on this guy, it's a little above average, but nothing too crazy. Going into accessories real quick, he does have his gun on his back and his shoulder blaster, which just goes on his shoulder like that, and the gun on his back, you can pull that out. Press this right here, and just completely... Oh, it's stuck. Of course, you don't want to behave when you're on camera. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong side. Okay, so you want to press that side and pull from this side, and it just pops out. Got a new pair of handy dandy tweezers. You can take a closer look at that. Really nice sculpted in detail. But that just fits into his hand. It's got a 5mm peg, plugs right into his hand, or any other 5mm port that you have on him. You can have him be a Junior Megatron with his training fusion cannon. Yeah. But, no, really cool little dude. Really like him. We're going to set him aside real quick, though. And we are going to take a look at the not-so-impressive Ratchet Ravage that came with them. So just going to fit him in the background. So here is the Ravage that came with them. And you know what? In tape deck mode, it's actually pretty cool. Oh, I have him upside down. It says Japan right there. I'm guessing that's what type of tape it is. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't alive back when tapes were a thing. Well, a major thing. I grew up with VHS and DVD coexisting. But CDs had really replaced these guys when I was a kid. Anyway, nice little impressive looking Deceptive badge. And you know what? Does it look like a tape? Not really. Do I care? Not really. But the fact that he just turns into a little rectangle that looks kind of similar to a tape, it's kind of neat. Anyway, so I transformed him once, and I transformed him right back, because out of the two modes, who would have thought that the rectangle was better? Not me. Honestly, they did my boy dirty. Ravage has always been my favorite out of Soundwave's little tapes. My dad always liked Laserbeak, but me, I'm more of a cat guy. Love my kitties. Got 3 of them. And Love them all to death. But this fucking thing, holy hell, is it a piece of shite. I mean, first of all, what the fuck is that? Why he built like that? Like, it would be different if his little gray legs could be pushed into the black part. But, like, why he thick? And why his head's so small? Honestly, I kind of just want to put him out of his misery, the poor thing. And then, I've been wondering, oh, that does pull apart. Why? Why would anybody do this to my boy? What is this even for? Is this so he can be held? Does he turn into a gun? Oh dear God, does he turn into a gun? I'm so scared right now. I don't know what to do. Okay. Hold on. We've got to figure this out now. So this is definitely a 5mm peg. For sure. How does this work? I'm so scared. So if you can't tell, I'm still getting used to the new setup. Everything's going out of focus. I'm sitting in I'm sitting in my brother's chair right now. So it's a little... It's completely different for me than what I used to be doing. Oh God. What am I doing? I really don't know. You know what? It's kind of exciting in a way. Taking this journey with you guys. Maybe we'll all learn something new. Maybe we'll all learn, hey, we've been transforming this dude wrong. Or hey, this guy is just as awkward as he fucking looks. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to try and figure this out, and I'll be right back.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright, so, I couldn't figure out anything about an alternate weapon mode. I even looked it up to see if I was missing something, and the most that I could come up with was a really funky looking, like, crossbow kind of thing. But, like, it still looks kind of stupid. But, hey, you know what? It still looks better than the cat mode, and that's saying something. Anyway, so I'm assuming that just fits in his hand, like that. And you got a funky looking crossbow thing for Soundwave. God, this is so fucking stupid. Anyway, just gonna get that back to its default state, and it's just gonna remain that way for the rest of its shelf life. So, yeah, he's just going to remain a little tape, and he's gonna just rest inside of Soundwave, like that. Anyway, speaking of... Oh, there it goes. Why did it do that? Alright, so this is only the second time I'm going to transform him, so this might take a while. There we have his tape deck mode. Who would have thought that I would have had such trouble getting something into a cube shape. So I'm just gonna set that back there. And yeah, there's not really much to say. He's just a cube. I mean, he's a little stupid looking from the back, but who's gonna display him like that? They're gonna display him like that. I mean, see, even that doesn't want to look right now. Hold up. Did I mess this up? Okay, no, I didn't. But I mean, that still works. You can fit Ravage inside. I do believe you can only fit the one inside because it doesn't go back. I don't have Laserbeak. But yeah, he doesn't really do anything but sit there and look kind of retro. So yeah, there is Netflix Soundwave. Alright, what do we want to do next? Yes, I'm picking this time. Let's do this guy. I have no attachment to this guy at all. Don't even know his name. I think it's Grapple. Grapple seems right. He does have a hook, like a grappling hook. I think you get it. He's too orange. Vehicle mode's kind of cool, though. Kind of like how flat it is. Don't like this. Oh. Don't like this. It does, you know, spin around 360 degrees, goes up. That far. Down, all the way. It's even got a little extending gimmick. But I just, for the vehicle mode, it looks cool. You'll see my problem with it in robot mode. Moving on from that, oh shit. Moving on from that, the wheels are really small, and they actually roll really nice. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with that. But, no, he's just way too orange. What the fuck? Vehicle mode looks cool, though. I'm just gonna move on. Okay, so. Goes like that, and then does this? Oh, shit! Are you fucking kidding me, Shannon? I am so sorry. Oh, I'm mad. I'm mad now. I knew this was a problem with the other ones, but I've never experienced something like this before. That's really kind of irritating. Shit. Anyway. I stand by my comments that says this thing's way too orange. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't like about this figure. A lot of things. But, at the same time, I do really kind of like him. So he's just kind of a mixed bag for me. If that makes any sense. So, I'm going to get into the things that I don't like, because those are easier to explain. And then I'll get into the things that I like. So, I don't like how his head is stuck in a box like this. Perspective end put this perfectly in his video where he roasts the first Michael Bay Transformers movie. Why in the fuck can he not look left? That's right. Why in the fuck can he not look left or right? You know, if I gotta agree with Perspective End on this one. If this were a real species, and he had that, he would have died. This species wouldn't have survived because he's got a wall of flesh, essentially, blocking his peripheral vision. And that's just fucking stupid to me. Poor character design, in my opinion. Secondly, I hate how this is just drooping down. Honestly, I know you've all seen it. The picture of Transformer transforms into something very similar. And this was around his penis area? That makes more sense than this. Because at least biologically, it looks like something. You know? But this? What the fuck is this supposed to be? What purpose does it serve? Other than just being kibble. Like, I would say Black Lives Matter, but at that point, fucking... The only use that I see for this is to be a carrying candle when you're playing with it. And even then, what kid in their right mind would want this thing? Alright? I mean, yeah, if they're into, like, the Rescue Rangers or some shit. But, like, honestly. Like, moving on, because I'm actively pissing myself off. Anyway, he does have kind of a dad bod, which is cool. I can relate to that. I like how the feet look. Pose is really nice. That's about all the positives that I have to say about this. Why is it so orange? I'm moving on. Speaking of things that are ghastly colors. This Legacy drag strip. Okay, let's pause here. Have we looked at this guy long enough to hate him yet? Because, once again, I love this guy, but I hate this guy. But I mostly love this one. Just for the sheer fact that his face looks like something straight out of the fucking 90s. Like, I get nothing but 90s comic book, like Judge Dredd style edgy vibes from this head. And that's okay. Honestly, it's one of the things about him that I do like. But I mean, hollow chest, he is kind of a little... His legs stay in place, but like... without moving the hips at all. Yeah, you can see that. And it's because of the gimmick where he splits in half for his combined mode. I get the reason why, but the connection isn't secure enough to, be stable, But sculpting on this guy is really, really good. I love the little panel lines, the sculpted in car detail on the shins. Kind of love the fact that his feet are just the spoiler of his vehicle mode. But once again, I'm gonna rip on him for the same thing that I ripped on Grapple for. I'm gonna move it down. Rip on him for the same thing that I ripped on Grapple for. He can't look left or right because he's got his shoulders in the way. You know? And, I mean, I guess you could do that, but, like, what even is the point? That being said, he is kind of saved by his vehicle mode, because this thing's freaking awesome. Before I get into that, though, I am going to get into posability. So, his head's kind of a bitch to pose because it's stuck in between the shoulders, but he does have a full 360. It's only a swivel, though, no left or right or up or down or anything, but that's okay. He does get the basic. It is a little tight, which I'd rather have it be tighter than loose, if that makes sense. Oh, wait. Arms move out to a little less than 90, but if you push it and move that in a bit, it does get the full 90. You do get a full 360-degree spin. Bicep Swivel. And then just over 90 at the bicep. No, or at the bicep, the elbow. No wrist articulation. You do have waist articulation because of that waist joint. No ab crunch or anything. Legs go out that far. Forward. Backwards. That was a pain in the ass. And then just about 90. No, that's just, if you look at it very closely, it's just under 90. He can't do the full, like, yeah. Anyway, still really good range, though. I'm sure if this moved back a bit, we'd be able to get past 90. Maybe. Anyway, toe bend, or not toe bend, ankle bend. Backwards, forwards. Extreme amount of ankle tilt so that he can do the full splits. But yeah, overall posability on this guy's really good. Like the sculpting, paint is almost non-existent. And you'll see what I mean by that in the vehicle mode.
And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin glows, turning into something beautiful. But you know I love you so. You know I love you so.
And here he is in his car mode. Which, honestly, this guy's really saved by, because for a robot to just compress into a teeny tiny car like this, like, yeah, it's essentially a brick, but, like, the fact that he can do it is still really cool. And I haven't seen a lot of F1 cars, definitely not any F1 cars with the double wheels up front. I know Mirage has something like that, but I can't speak for the accuracy of the vehicle mode. But I can speak for the paint. What the fuck? Like, I get his character design is very... but the yellow, the mustard brown, the purple, the red. Like, come on. Pick something and go with it. The fact, the amount of purple on this thing, it just throws everything else off. And if the purple wasn't there, it would probably be a little better for it. And then just the mustard brown, just... I don't like it, but I'm glad that there is something at least there to throw off just the bright, almost golden. I don't think it's showing up all that well as gold on the screen here, but it's very, very gold in person, if that makes sense. And then to make things even worse, look at that. What the Overall, do I hate him? No. Do I love him? No. But he's okay. And in case you're wondering, there he looks like, completely split apart. It's kind of really neat that the upper torso turns into the front half of the card perfectly, and the back torso turns into the back half of the card perfectly. It is kind of neat that it does that, and it just comes together. So it's a little more stable in vehicle mode, and he rolls pretty good, actually. Yeah, can't complain about how he rolls. Let's see, that was what, 3? Yeah, that was 3. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more because this is probably reaching about half an hour at this point. Don't really know. What do I want to do? Let's do another Autobot. That would be too long. Okay. Shit. Alright. Screw it. I'm just going to do this one. We will now take a look at one of my first Transformers that I ever got. I got him when I was 13. Classics Bumblebee. Oh. Just gonna... So, Shannon, buddy, sorry to say, I did already have this guy, and here's proof. Yeah, dude, don't get me wrong. This is one of my first Transformers, and the original one that I had, it was missing the spoiler, didn't have the jet ski with it, and the windshield cracked, so I had to super glue it together, and it just looks like crap. So having this thing in the condition that you sent it to me in, it really made me happy when I saw it, because I was thinking about buying another one anyway. So, that being said, thank you. This was a major, not part of, it wasn't a part of my childhood. I got him when I was like 12, but he was my first Bumblebee, and I have that back now because of you. So, thank you. Anyway, here is Classics Bumblebee, and you know what? I really dig him. I really do. He has the classic Bumblebee shape, hood feet, roof chest, I guess. Horned head, that's kind of, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hexagonal. I mean, he looks enough like the original one that he could be an updated version of it and be believable as the same character. I mean, shit. You can put that to the test by looking at them side by side. Here he is with the Netflix Bumblebee. I have painted his windows black. And you know what? That looks a lot better on camera. So, come at me. I dare you. Yeah, just seeing them side by side, this definitely looks like a modernized, updated version of this one. And it's really cool. I love this guy, and I love this guy. And just seeing them side by side, I'm really happy with them. You know what? Just for the hell of it, Shannon, I'm gonna put him next to the other Bumblebee that you sent me. Oh, the head's kind of... there we go. I'm gonna just stick him next to the other Bumblebee that you sent me. You sent me the... oh. Just so everybody knows how much of a goat Shannon is. Shannon, that means greatest of all time. Everybody, just so you know how much of a goat Shannon is, he sent me, out of the kindness of his own heart, like 20-something Transformers, completely for free, just because he's that cool of a dude. You know? So, Shannon, you fucking rock, because I'm able to reunite these three very happily and contently. But, now, seeing these three next to each other, I gotta do a video all about Bumblebee one day. Another idea that I will be stealing from Theo. I'll call it the Bumble Bros, not Bumblebee Brouhaha. Okay, knock the camera. Shit. Anyway, so, going to go over sculpting and posability. So, one thing that I do notice, they really need to paint his eyes in a lot better, because unless I get him up to the light like that, you're not going to notice they're painted. It looks like really, really bad light piping all the time. But head sculpt is freaking phenomenal. Once again, it just screams modern day updated version of the original Bumblebee head, which I know this isn't the original, but still, it's close enough. But no, it just screams modern day Bumblebee. I freaking love this thing. Then moving on to the chest, he does have a rub sign, so you just rub that. And boom, it shows up. Yay! Moving on down. Yeah. Just screams Bumblebee. Here he is from the back. Spoiler and all. But, yeah, this guy's really cool, and it's really cool to just be able to handle him again, because ever since the windshield on my other one broke, it just hasn't... I haven't been able to do anything with it, and it sucks. So, gonna get this guy transformed. It's kind of a bitch to get the legs just right, but everything else is really easily done. Have his karma. And you know what? For a modern day looking Bumblebee, I'll accept that. Love that he has the racing stripes from the 2007 movie, but he still retains that shape of not a VW Beetle, but a car that would be recognizable as a Bumblebee car. So, like I said, he's no VW Beetle. But if I were to see this on the street as a Transformers fan, I would think, hey, that would be a really cool car for Bumblebee. Now, I do kind of like... oh, well, now it's not coming off. Maybe I had it upside down? Who knows? Yeah. Put these two next to each other. I kind of really like how it looks without the spoiler, but with the spoiler, I've never actually had the spoiler before, it still looks really fucking cool. Your toy, display it how you wish. I will be displaying these two next to each other, one in vehicle mode and one in robot mode. But, real quick, I'm going to just pause it there and get the other two into vehicle mode. And get a group shot. Alright. And here we have them all in vehicle mode. Honestly, this one just kind of throws it all off because this is a Cybertronian vehicle mode. But, I mean, it's still really cool. I mean, it's the first time we ever saw Bumblebee as a vehicle mode. Just kind of neat. But I really did want to take a look at these two right next to each other, because God, that's just so cool seeing them like that. Anyway, moving right along. Alright. What was that? 4? I know exactly how I'm going to close this out. We are going to close this out with... Just get them ready for the limelight. Transformers Prime Dead End. And you know what, Shannon? When I had initially watched reviews for this figure... Oh, crap. I thought... I don't really like the design, don't like the colors, I don't like how his face is all light piping. I mean, seriously, his face is all light piping, and it's awful. But this is probably one of the coolest Transformers I've ever had. Simply just for the fact of his transformation. So, we'll get into that here in a bit, but I still really don't like the colors. I think the yellow is a bit too much. I would have much rather preferred him to be probably more of the orange, but the yellow just way too much for me, especially right next to the light green. Like it's just like, dude, pick one, go with it. Otherwise, just, you know. Anyway, that out of the way, I still really fucking love this thing. His face looks really fucking cool, even though it's all light piping. I don't know what his mouth is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be like something like how Transformers Prime Soundwave does, where he has like the voice, like heartbeat monitor thing going on it, or if it just glows, or if he's screaming, or whatever he's doing. Still looks kind of neat. Love the long arm sort of look. His arms reach all the way down to his knees, and it just screams alien to me, and I dig it, right? And above everything else, I love how his legs transform. Oh my god. I love his proportions, love his sculpt work, love his paint detail except for the yellow. He's just hitting boxes for me that I didn't know there were boxes for. Other than, you know, paint, sculpt work and shit. There's just something about it that works minus the yellow. You know? So, gonna move on because I'm finding this more difficult to explain I honestly don't know why I like this guy so much. Moving on. Articulation. He has these little wing things right here, and that's because he shares a mold with Wheeljack. I actually didn't know these existed until they were pointed out to me on the toy. Even on the Wheeljack. So, I'm talking like in the cartoon model. I haven't confirmed just to see, but if they are on the cartoon model, I've never noticed them before. Ever. Anyway, so these rotate, and they just both go in like that, but that's for transformation. But they do splay out like that. Head, it's on a ball joint going into the body, which you can see right there, and you get everything. So you get great amount of side to side, all the way up, all the way down. And then, do you not get swivel? Oh my god. Okay, so I lied. You don't get everything. You just get left to right. And you know what? That's okay. You don't need more than that. He doesn't need to do the 360 exorcist twist. And that's okay. Because this is all anybody can move their head anyway. So, moving on from that. It's got some shoulders. You can move them out that far. Is there a way to cheat them? Probably not, because they are some really weird shoulders. I mean, you can get them above, or you can get them above his head like that, but I mean, you can't really cheat it because he doesn't have a bicep swivel. So, yeah, no real way to get his arm above his head. So yeah, that's the farthest it goes. He does have, sometimes it likes hiding. It all just blends into one side panel for the car, but if you get it down, you get it in the right position. It does have a bicep, no bicep swivel. Arm goes up about that far at the bicep there. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. At the elbow, you do get just under 90. But I mean, if you combine it with this bicep swivel right here, or bicep hinge right there, you can get it bent well above his head. Hand has a ball joint from the wrist that goes into his hand, into his wrist. Move his hand all around, and then he has a hinge going in for transformation. No waist articulation, sadly, but he does have hips. Go forward all the way, backward all the way, out most of the way. And then his leg can hinge to 90, and his knee cap thing can hinge right there. And then he's got a ball jointed foot that allows him to do just about everything he needs to. All the way down, slight up, little bit of tilt. Not really any, well, you get some swivel. But that's about it for posability. He did come with a couple of swords, like the Wheeljack, but I only got one of them, and I don't feel like digging it out right now, but it does hold it really, really well. I want to get into transformation, because, oh my god, this thing's awesome. So, once again, I really don't like that yellow. If it was like orange, or if it was that same gunmetal, or hell, even the green, because the green's in it a lot more, it would have looked a lot better in my opinion. But I don't like that yellow. But all of that combined with the sleek, I don't know what the hell that is, sports car mode. I really like this car. I really like this car. So, love how the windscreen comes from the arms and wraps around the faux windscreen in the chest, and you can see the faux windscreen through it. That's a really nice touch. And then just how everything comes together, and it's clean not only from the top but from the bottom too. I mean, yeah, you can tell it's a Transformer, very much so, but it's still clean. You can't really see the head all that much. I mean, yeah, you can see it, but like, you don't see the face. You know, it doesn't have visible head syndrome. And yeah, it's a little gappy up here. It's a little gappy back here. But I don't care. You're not going to see that. Okay, you're going to see that a little bit. But it still looks freaking awesome. If I remember correctly, the sword does store under here. Fuck it, I'm getting the sword out. Okay, where is this thing? Here it is. Okay, here's the sword. Sword looks like a sword. Sword plugs in right down here. There's two swords. They both plug in right here. And it doesn't hinder the rolling at all, which it has a hard time maintaining a straight course, but if you are a child playing, actually no, it really wants to turn. I can feel it wanting to turn. Maybe it has to do with the sword. Maybe I gotta turn the sword around. Like that instead. What do you think? No, now it doesn't want to even roll the front wheels. Yeah, so the sword was messing it up. It rolls exceptionally well. How does the wheeljack version of this mold roll? Fairly well as well. Okay, that rolls a little too well, actually. That's smooth. I can't get over that. That's just... Holy crap. Anyway, so... I just wanna... I'm just gonna... get them all into a group shot here real quick. All the ones that I did. That's 4. Then Soundwave. All right. So, Shannon, again, thank you so much for sending me this box. This isn't even this isn't even a quarter of what he sent me, and he didn't even send me that one. I just pulled that one out at random. He didn't. I can't express the amount of gratitude I'm feeling towards you. Shannon, dude, I love you so much. Thank you. Sorry if it felt like I was going a little too rough on grapple here. It's just... Oh, that design, man. I hope that I haven't offended you. But he is the first one of this design. I do plan on getting the new Velocitron release of him. I'll upload that review when I get it. But seriously, Shannon, dude, thank you so much. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me while I was away. I can't thank you all enough. And actually, thank you thank you Fawnheart 2000 for actually commenting and inspiring me to do this video. I had a whole other video planned for this week, and you requested a Transformer. So I did 4, or no, 5. I can't count. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. And I'll catch you guys later. Love you all.